All right. Welcome to our weekly live stream, guys. Today we have a good one. This is going to be super exciting as we attack yet another machine from VounHub. Our goal is to attack a machine, learn some ethical hacking, detect the attack in Security Onion, then be able to analyze that. And our goal is really to just learn, and we're here to learn as always. So thank you very much for joining us tonight. This is going to be a super fun machine. We do these live streams every week, every Sunday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it's good to see you, BT. Thank you for joining. As always, I appreciate your time being here. So here's what we have today. We have our network diagram, and on this network diagram, we pretty much have a firewall, which I show you how to set up on this channel. We have a switch that is mirroring traffic to Security Onion, and then I'm connected to that switch via Wi-Fi, and I have my Kali Linux sitting right here. Then we have another machine that we are attacking that is also sitting on this network. The machine that we are attacking today is Photographer, and this one is from VounHub. It's a free machine. You can download this, and if we read something about this machine here, it says that it was developed to prepare for the OSCP, which is what I'm after. And it's a boot to root tested in VirtualBox. So I'm going to be running mine in VirtualBox on a machine that's already on the network. And then there's two flags, user.txt and proof.txt. So our goal is to get these flags and also learn a few things about ethical hacking and stuff like that. So that's our machine, Photographer, and it's on this network here. Then we have our Security Onion intrusion detection system. So as we attack this machine today, we're expecting to see traffic here. As you can see, our Security Onion is receiving about 4,000 events. That's sort of like our baseline. We're expecting these numbers to go up as we do the attack. Then we can come in here and see the attack. Today, I want to see our reverse shell as we see it in here. So I want to come in here and check out what happens when you get a reverse shell on our application. Do we see the traffic? Since it's in HTTP, I don't think it will be a problem. Then, of course, we can use the default Security Onion interface if we wanted to. But for now, we're just going to stick to this. All right, enough of the talking. Let me just hop into our machines. I'll show you where they are. Security Onion is running in VMware ESXi. Our Photographer machine is running on a Windows machine in VirtualBox. This machine is just connected to the lab, so I'm still able to see the traffic. And then when you boot it up, this is what you see. We see Aggie, Dazer, and Guest. So we shouldn't see this, but this is what it looks like when we boot the machine. So this is our Windows Server 2012 domain controller. And as you can see, our machine got 192.168.38.23. So that's how I know where the machine is and how to attack it. It's from DNS, which we set it up on this channel again. All right, so welcome, Matthew. It's good to see you, man. All right, so 192.168.30.23 is our victim machine. Let the attack begin, because that's what we do here on IT Security Labs. We like to just do hands-on stuff. So I'm in my Kali Linux, as you can see. Let me make a directory for today. I don't know if that will do. Let's run our nmap. SV. I'm just going to do the top 1000 ports right now using default nmap scripts. 23. I don't want to save anything. Let's just run it right like this right now. Hi Matthew, it's good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. All right, so the attack started. We're starting with our nmap as always. We're enumerating our victim machine, trying to find out more information about it. Default nmap scans will get caught by Security Onion as always. And look at that. Today looks like we have some interesting stuff. Port 80. And we have Apache. This time we have 2.48. So we'll check that one out. 139 and 445. So some SMB stuff. Really cool stuff. Port 8000. Another Apache version. here, and more SMB stuff. So this is good stuff. So today we are going to learn something that I think I've brought up in a little bit, but that's how to enumerate SMB, which is always the case here. We also notice that we got this application here on port 8000, which right away sends out to me. It says Cocan 0.22. Okay, we would have to check this application here. But for now, let's enumerate SMB right away and also enumerate HTTP. So to enumerate SMB, what we can do is we can just test to see if anonymous login is allowed, or we can use Linenum here and see if we can see anything. I'm not sure which one to start with. Should we just try to guess if anonymous is allowed, or should we just use Linenum? I think I'm more inclined to automatically scan this thing to make sure that it works, and then move on to the whole challenge. So let's see. Oh, I will respond to you. I haven't seen, which message was it? What were you saying for that? Okay, so let me first locate my enum for Linux. I'm a little dyslexic between Linenum and enum for Linux. They mess with me. All right, so there we are. So I should be able to run it here, and I'll explain what it does. If you just do that, we see that we get a bunch of options here. We can use enum for Linux to enumerate a lot of things, and one of the best things that I use it for is when I see SMB client, whether on Windows or any shares really, it's really good for just testing them. And in this case, if we say enum for Linux and put the IP address here, I'm hoping that this tool gets caught by Security Onion. That's why I'm running it. I haven't seen what the traffic looks like on the network when you run this tool, so I'm very curious whether Security Onion catches it and what it looks like. And that's how I'll go here. Alright, so enum for Linux is going and it's doing its own thing. We'll get a quick overview of what's going on there. Do we have any work groups? I used it a lot on Hack the Box Windows machines. Super helpful tool. Just like Linenum, it also brings a lot of information. And since it's running, let's open a new tab. And let's fire our Go Buster, since we found out that we have port 80 over there. So let's see if we can. I'm just going to use my cheat sheet here from GoBuster. If you don't know, this is just my workflow. Make sure that my life is easier. I don't have to memorize anything here. Right, so what I'm doing with GoBuster is I'm going to brute force directories on port 80 on our system, since nmap shows us that there's port 80. That's what I'm going to do here. Let's see if we see anything. Okay. Is this one of those? Is that so? My syntax is wrong. Let's check it. Okay, so here's my enum for Linux, just in case you're wondering. I already have it in here. And right now, what did I do with my syntax here? Oh, I have two. Here's the one that works. I need to fix that. Whatever was happening with that. The idea is we don't want to waste time with these syntax things. You want to make sure that your workflow is as smooth as possible. You can focus on gathering information and focusing on analyzing what you have at work. So having a workflow really helps with that. That's why like I have this cheat sheet here. Right, so on port 80, we're going for that. Let's see what we find. We also have port 8000 with that interesting tool. All right, so while GoBuster is going, you want to maximize our time here. GoBuster is running now. Let's go and analyze our results in Enum for Linux. All right, so now we are just checking things, see if we have interesting stuff. This is super fun when you run it against Windows machines. I'm telling you, in the next weeks, we're going to do a bunch of Windows machines. Since I've been doing a lot of VownHub, I'm just going to go maybe 2 or 3 weeks where we just attack a bunch of retired hack the box Windows machines, so we can get a lot of Windows experience as well. It's coming in the next few weeks. Right, so we see that we have printers here. I mean, we have SMB shares, especially this one. This one is denied for the print, but that's fine. So with this SMB share, let's just go and sign in. Actually, let's sign into the whole thing. Okay, so now we just want to sign into our SMB shares to make sure that we can see what's going on in there. We want to make sure that we get in as anonymous. Let me see if I have a cheat sheet here. Here it is. I need more than this here for my SMB client. This was just for Windows. I need more here in my notes so that we can actually get in there quicker than what we have here. So it's SMB client and that. Let's do that. Your Kali will come with this, and in this case, there are different options that you can use here for SMB clients: -N, -L, depending on which options you are interested in. But for me, I'm just going to go with the direct access without any options, and then I'll do the anonymous login. All right, we're in. I didn't choose anything here. Do I say ls? We are in luck. So the reason why I like to be in my directory here is that once I'm in here, I can do this get, and then all these files will be organized in the one location. Then I don't have to go and find them somewhere. Okay. So what I'm doing right now is I'm downloading all these files to my Kali Linux machine. Okay. This might be a bigger one, so it might take a second. All right. I don't see anything interesting here, so we can exit or quit. All right, now if I do an ls here, get mail sent to text. All right, we got a mail here. Let's check it out. We have a user, Deza. Your site is ready now. Site. Okay. Don't forget your secret. My baby girl. Is that the secret? Okay. I have to say, this is what I hate about CTF machines. The fact that we get secrets in cryptic messages like this really ticks me off. But I guess that's part of the learning process, right? But that part I don't like. I like everything else except this whole concept of getting passwords in cryptic messages like this. I know this has something to do with passwords. Every time you see something like this, so we can unzip this. Or gun zip in Windows, I think. Oh, what did I just do? I should have unzipped this thing to a separate folder. Look at this. Oh yeah, it did. Good. I thought it was. Alright, so we got a WordPress stuff too in here. The only file that we will be interested in is the WordPress.config file. Whatever it is. Comments, content, load, settings. Then we would have to see all these files here. You don't want to miss anything, right? You want to check them all. And for WordPress, they usually put ridiculous passwords for MySQL in here. I'm just checking, doing a quick check here, but I don't see. Well, there might be something in there, but for now, let's go back to our port 80. We haven't actually seen it. Alright, so since I saw that WordPress thing in there, this might be a WordPress site. Who knows? This might be a nice WordPress theme. Let's see here. Generic elements. Well, this is a default theme of some sort with generic text that comes with theme. I don't see the version or anything like that. Let's check Dearbuster or GoBuster or whichever tool we ran. We see /assets, server status. All right, so that is going. So you see what I did now? I exited out of my Nmap results. I think it was port 8000. Let me not even rerun it. Let's go to port 8000. It was running an interesting application. There we go. All right, yes. From my Nmap, it mentioned that it was built with Koken, a free website publishing system developed for photographers. Now, this is where things get interesting, right? If you see any of these weird applications, you always want to know more about them. Give me anything you know about this Koken. Is it Koken or Kokem? Yeah. What is Koken? No information from Google. Okay. Let's run Debus against these two. And now I'm fully aware of where my Debuster is. All right. So no. This looks more interesting than this. This is just a plain template. I'll come back to that if I get stuck, but this looks interesting. There's a timeline here. Oh, download file. Good. This we can hit a jackpot. I'm using a big.txt, probably overkill for what we're doing here. What did I do wrong? One and two and succeed. Yeah, that works. What are you talking about? Okay, let's do that. Look at that. Oh, this is going faster. Right, let's let that one go too. And by the way, as we do this, we are actually generating a ton of noise. I mean, a lot of noise. We have 131,000 right now. Let's refresh this. See how much noise we've generated. And also I want to see if it spikes. Look at that. That is just a lot of noise. And we can't even see what we were doing here. From 131,000, we've generated more than 400,000 events by just doing what we just did right now in Security Onion. So this is going as we expected. Busting some directories really makes a lot of noise. So we'll see what that looks like in a little bit. I'm really surprised I can't see any information about this thing. Oh, that's what it looks like. That's what they're trying to do. So they're uploading files, of course. Let's do it from here. Let's go to the source. My firewall thinks exploit DB is bad. Oh. Let's do our Google search outside of Kali. My Google foo is out of the way. Oh, okay, so what's up with that, Google? I was Googling this thing and it wasn't giving any trouble. Ah, yes, my Security Onion is running. It's getting traffic from my switch. Just it's a port mirror. I'm mirroring traffic from my switch. I'm pretty sure I have a lot of packet loss, but it's doing a good job so far. All right, so here's a CMS exploit. One thing that we noticed right away, I don't know if you noticed this. This author here looks familiar, right? It's the same dude. So this person created a machine for us on VownHub and created a right here. So we're in business. That's it. I can confidently disregard everything else and go with this because that looks like our way in. All right, so here's a proof of concept, bypass file upload. Just like we thought, I mean, it's a photograph management CMS system. So there's a bypass file upload. We can create a reverse shell. It doesn't have to be this. We've done this before. So the site only accepts JPEGs, right? So in order for us to upload a PHP, we send it as a JPEG, intercept with Burp Suite, change the extension by just removing the JPEG, and our PHP shell gets there. This is an easy one. Let's do it right now. Let's not waste time. All right. So according to our proof of concept here, this thing. Let's see if I find more information. This thing has a /cochem admin according to him. So let's go over here. Let's go here and figure out if that's the case here. I can look at my GoBuster results and see if this is actually showing there, but I'm just going with the proof of concept here. Nope. Is this /admin? Yes. All right, so we're in. According to our proof of concept, we don't even need to try our usual SQL injection and all that stuff. It's saying that we can sign in, and once we sign in, we should be able to trick it into getting a shell. So we need to sign in, first of all. And to sign in, let's remember our SMB, which I told you that is kind of annoying. Our SMB share here told us something that was interesting about someone who set up an application. Did I close that as well? Come on. Okay, let's look at our results from SMB share, because there was a reason why we had to get this file out of there. Mail sent, right? Who does this in production? Nobody, right? So we have an email address for a person. Let's copy that. And this thing requires an email address. All right, and now password. This is where I say this is not ideal, and turns out the password is this. And this is the only clue that we had. So you could have scratched your head, you could have brute forced this using these words that you found here. This is our way in, and this is how the creator decided to make it into. If I were creating a machine, which I hope soon I'll be creating these machines, I will not be doing this. You will be finding passwords in a more realistic way, but this is our way in right now. Baby girl is our password. So let's put that. All lowercase. Don't save. All right, so our proof of concept says we can now upload a reverse shell and trick this thing into thinking it's an image by intercepting it with burp suite. And here is what we can do. All right, let's do that. I've done this multiple times, and that's the beauty of practicing, which is what we're doing. This is sort of like second nature to me. I've done it and I know it works. I can confidently do it right now, and I just need to figure out how do I upload an image here. Last import. Okay, content. Let's do this one. Oh, I can edit this. Replace original. Yeah, let's replace that. But before we replace it, let's come back here. Let's open a tab. Let's get ready. So on my home directory here, I have my show.php. This is the pentest monkey. Pentest monkey reverse shell. Nothing special really. I've used this in our previous 4 live streams, so I hope you're familiar with it. But pretty much I'm listening on port 8088, and this is my Kali Linux. All I need to do is now save this as an image, put in the extension of an image, and upload it. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Let me open another tab. I like to put these files in my downloads folder right here, and this way I can clean them up later. So I want to copy my shell.php, which is a pentest monkey reverse shell. I want to copy it to my downloads folder and name it attack.php, because we need that extension. .jpeg, or is it PNG? Doesn't matter. Looks like this thing takes all. Okay, so let's go and make it into a GPG right now. If you try to, oh come on. What happened here? All right, let's see. All right, so now I should be able to still cat this file and see that it's the same. Right, we're in business. Now let's turn interception on in Burp Suite, just a normal one. Go back to our site, let's edit this. Replace that with our attack.php.jpg. If we say open here, there is our image, and we should see the contents of our PHP reverse shell sitting in plain sight here. All right, so what we need to do is change a few things. Since our site only accepts JPEGs, we need now come here and remove that JPEG there extension and remove it here as well. But before I forward that request, let's set a listener. On port 8888, that's the port that we have there. And watch what happens. Now let's forward it. So we're just tricking this thing because it's not secured properly. We are sending it as a JPEG. Halfway through that request, we're changing it back to a PHP so we can execute it. So we can forward it. And I want to forward it until it's gone. Come on. All right. Interception off. I check here. Bam. I have shell. So this is the easiest shell we can ever get on a machine that doesn't validate input like this. And it's the easiest one. So in here I'm in as www-data. We do the good stuff that we do all the time, right? Fix that because we don't like shells that don't look good. At this point we might as well finish the whole process. So we can clear our screen. Now, can I clear my screen? Yes, I'm happy. What do we have here? www-data doesn't always give us anything of interest. We always have to go to home to see juicy stuff. We got 3 people. Agi, Desa, lost plus found. We have anything interesting under Agi? Nothing obvious right now. All right, we got our user.text. So the creator of this machine said we're the user.text. So there it is. That looks like about it. We can search for files that are owned by this person. www-data doesn't always give us anything interesting. I don't even have bash history here, which is interesting. All right. Let's clear our screen here. We are not happy. Let's do our sudo -l. Can we run anything as www-data? Most likely not. I've never been lucky doing this. If you want to set up this lab, I have 12 videos that show you how to set up the firewall, the switch, install the hypervisor and everything on this channel. Right, sudo -l doesn't work. The next thing, now my workflow is sudo -l doesn't work. Let's check SUIDs. And we did this last time, right? Privilege escalation. Somebody suggested this from one of my live streams. My favorite place, one location for all SUIDs. If you see SUIDs, we're in business. So let's use this one. But this is www-data though. We can put lin enum here. I mean enum for Linux here or lin enum, whichever. But I like to do this manually first before I call the big guns. And what I'm looking at the results here is what stands out, what is out of place. And the more you do this, the more you realize that, oh, these files are normal, these ones are not. And let's see what we have here running right now. Let's see, it's taking a little bit. Okay, let's leave this. Let's go check out our security onion. How are we doing, security onion? We're making a lot of noise. We are a little clumsy. All right. All right, look at this. Even our SMB share was caught here as we're doing it. Nmap obviously gets caught. All right. And of course, in Kibana, we're going to see the same traffic in a nicer way to see. All right, here is our stuff. First time I didn't know about this Chrome sandbox thing. That was my little side track. I went and dug for it because I was not familiar with it. I looked up a few of these, but what stands out is this PHP here. This is the one that is going to give us something interesting. PHP, I didn't even know that PHP actually is vulnerable. I saw the version, I was like, wait a second, PHP 7.2, is that a problem? Then I went and Googled this, PHP 7.2, and like I said, according to my cheat sheet here, for all my SEO need, this is a one-stop shop. Search for PHP. Any SEO IDs, I think this place has them. Every single one of them that I've looked up, this place has them. Somehow, this is a really good. So, we want to get a reverse shell. Or do we? So here's our SEO ID. We cannot run sudo because sudo -l told us that we don't have sudo privileges. However, that thing is running. And if you read here, it says this example creates a local SEO copy of the binary. To interact with the SEO binary, skip the first command and run the program using its original path. That is what might work for us. So using its original path, we'll need this part here because we don't have everything right there. So let's do that. Using its original path. Oh, come on. And this part. If you don't know which one to do, you can try a bunch of these. They're not that many anyway. You quickly realize which one works. Did our proof of concept tell us about that one as well? I don't think so. All right. Let's get this done so we can go and check. Paste that. See that? One liner from our SEO IDs. ID. Who am I? We're root. That was the easiest one, right? Oh, I cannot do that. Cat proof. .text. I don't even want to bother myself fixing this terminal here because we have more fun stuff coming. We need to go and check out our reverse shell and how we got it. All right, we got it, and this is what we get for all this hard work that we did. So what's our biggest takeaway here? Escalating our privileges really is so far from what I've seen. It's not that hard. We just need to know what to look for, and we need to know where to look. Like for, in this case, SEO IDs. So my workflow now has been refined to sudo -l, the easiest low-hanging fruit if that bombs, SEO IDs if that bombs, enum for Linux. And after enum for Linux, I'm looking for services that are running. Are there any services that are listening locally that needs to be exposed? Are there any files with my permissions? Are there any anything that scripts? Are there any cron jobs? And in Linux, that's sort of my workflow. That's what I'm looking for. And with these capture the flag machines, it looks like it's super easy. All right, so looks like we had a little snag there, and we're back. So I have a D-Link switch here, and this D-Link switch is mirroring traffic to Security Onion. Let me just show you. It's easier to show than talk about it. Okay, first of all, this is the firewall. OpenSense, and this is the D-Link switch. All you need to do with this cheap D-Link switch, which costs you $30 or $40, is come in here, configuration. What? Port mirroring. I'm mirroring one port, port 15, and in this case, I'm just mirroring a port that is connected to a Windows 10 machine. See, because I don't want all the noise in my lab right now showing up on this live stream. This port here is connected to a machine, which is a Windows 10 machine running here. And this Windows 10 machine is running this machine in VirtualBox. So I'm just sniffing that port, and that's about it. And after that, you will notice that the traffic starts flowing in here. So I'm just seeing specific traffic right now. And once we are in here, let's check our alerts that we generated to see how much noise did we make, what can we see. I want to look for our reverse shell, the way we uploaded it with Burp. I want to see what that did for us. Last 1 hour. So we're just doing a quick overview of everything right now. But as you can see up here, I mean, we caused a lot of spikes. This is when we were running Go Bust and Dare Bust and all that stuff. And this is probably when we were doing some other stuff. Nmap was caught. This Python attempt is probably Go Buster. We know that from our previous sessions. SMB share, look at that. Let's check this SMB share. Since everything is done in plain text, this is going to show us what we did with SMB. In fact, it's going to show us which files we downloaded. Let's go and see. Source is our Kali to our victim machine on port 445. See the first one. All right. So this is what we did. Okay, what was this? Okay, this was just access. And I think it looks like this was just us accessing the site. Let's go to the next one. So we did 3 things. We accessed it. Come on. I'm expecting to see us downloading stuff from SMB since it was plain text. Interesting. So in this network data decoded here, I was expecting more than what I'm seeing here. And I'm curious why it didn't fire. Last time I did this on a different machine, I was able to see what kind of data I downloaded, even in the message here. All right, so that's SMB. So if you were doing incident response or as an analyst, you'll be looking at this type of data here. Specifically, you'll be looking at the timestamps, making sure that they match up, any hashes, depending on which artifacts your company collects from here or what they want to know. You'll be figuring this information for them, for your playbook, so to say. You can do the same from here, from Security Onion in the Hunt interface. And here, as you can see, we actually grouped these. Web application attack was Nmap 57. That's just scanning the default ports. Yeah, there's more Nmap here. Potential bad traffic, a lot of noise that we did here. So if you're going to be doing this, don't be like me, don't be a dumbass. Try to be a little bit more stealth if you're on a pen test. Right, so two things that I want to check. First one is our reverse shell on port 8088, as you see here. So let's check it out. This is us getting a reverse shell back to Kali Linux. And here it is. Isn't this interesting? Even the commands that I ran got caught. This is me fixing my shell with exporting my stuff. cd home. Here's a bunch of commands that I was just running. So as you can see, this lab would actually capture the attack, especially when it's that web-based that we just did. Not only do they know which port you entered through, they know which commands you ran. They know where you have been. You are caught red-handed here. Man. Right, so if you wanted more information, obviously, this message, you can see it in Kibana. You can see which rule fired. You can also show the pcap, which is my favorite for those pcap nuts. There's people who I know who enjoy pcap more. There it is. We can tell who initiated this stuff here and where it went, which is very, very interesting. I personally like this. Not in here. You can download this pcap and open it in Wireshark. That's where I like to spend most of my time, not really in this interface. So if you have pcap, open up your Wireshark, and now you can really analyze this and tell what was really happening. Say if you didn't have access to more stuff, and as you can see, there it is. These are all tools that if you don't already work in cybersecurity and you have never seen them before, you need to get familiarize yourself with this, especially Wireshark. A lot of people work with Wireshark, especially if you want to start at the entry-level cybersecurity jobs, like as an analyst or something like that. You need to be able to read this data. So that's what I had. Of course, you can do more with the analysis of our data in the Hunt interface here. But what I'm just showing you is what interests me. So yeah, that was by port. Let's see if there's anything. So here's our SMB access that I was looking at earlier. Let's see if this one actually shows me the downloads. So if you're going to be accessing these SMBs, this is what you're going to have. Okay, so this is not going to show me my downloads, but it does show that we got caught. And here's the other one. All right, those are the two that I had. And thank you all for the feedback. I'm seeing a lot of great feedback from everybody. If you want to set up this lab, I highly encourage you to do so. It's a worthwhile lab. It's super fun to hang out in here and just look at traffic. And it's a hands-on, no guesswork type of learning. I've never seen somebody do what we're doing here. So I think this is very, very helpful for the community to actually do both. You don't want to just go to a job and you're told, hey, here's an interface of a SIM solution. Just look for alerts and hunt them without knowing how the data was generated. I think you get a bigger picture when we do this the way we are doing here. You know how you generated the attack, you know what to look for and how it looks like. You know that there are rules that are firing. We know what we are looking at here. All right, so another quick tip that I give you is forget about the Hive. I removed the Hive from my installation because I don't use it. It's just extra load because that's a security analyst interface. If you want to see what a security analyst might be using for documentation and stuff like that, you can install the Hive. Don't install it if you are not interested in that. I just wanted mine to be very fast. That's why I'm only seeing this here. I don't have the option to escalate. When you escalate, they go to the Hive. Right now, I don't have that. So that's what we have, and I have my pickups here. If you want to spend more time in Kibana, it's super fun. Let's classify by all the alerts here. This reminds me of Splunk. If you can use Kibana, you are going to be able to use Splunk, which is a very popular solution that most companies have out there. Kibana querying language and Splunk are almost identical. I've used both and they're the same. All right, here is an interesting malware download and install. Let's check this one. I don't know what that is, so we'll both figure it out. All right, first thing is it's coming from Kali to a victim machine. It thinks it's malware. Is this when we uploaded? But this is going to port 80, so I don't know what it saw with this stuff. Okay, this is GoBuster. You can see by the user agent here, GoBuster. Another takeaway is when you go to someone's network, don't run GoBuster. You most likely are going to make a lot of noise, and it's not pretty. So this is GoBuster. All the requests that it was doing, just listed here. And according to this, it thought it's a common malware downloader. Let's look for one more. Unusual port on 445. Oh, this is just one. I bet you this is just our access. Let's look at it. So here's our message here. Come on. I was really curious to see my download, but it looks like that get from an SMB share, it should be caught. This thing needs to be fine-tuned. It should catch when people download stuff. All right, so we are almost done here, but as you can see, guys, we did succeed, and this is our GoBuster. Let's verify though. You see 20 there. I know that that's GoBuster because it shows there's a Python, because I think it's a Python module in Kali. One in Kali to that. Look, we're running GoBuster against port 80. Here's a bunch of it. Does it catch it with an user agent? Yep. GoBuster. We need to stop brute forcing directories. And this is the Python module. If you run the one that comes with the graphical user interface, it gets caught as a web interface, I think. They all get caught depending on what platform they're created on. All right, then the last one that I'm going to do is I'll show you, for those who haven't seen it, I know some people who have been here for a long time know this. I'll show you what Nmap scans look like when we do the Nmap. You can just filter with that. All right, so this is our, wait a second, on port 8000, what was Nmap? Is this the Nmap default script on port 8000? Yeah, it's Nmap scripting engine, and it's categorized as a web application attack. Alright, so that's what we have there with Nmap, and as you can see, it's just a lot of noise that we generate. Biggest takeaway for us, when you run these tools, you get caught. And another one is, we want to get familiar with reading this data. It takes time to looking at this. First time you look at this, you're like, what am I looking at, right? Once you now know that how these requests look like get requests look like, when you come to the network data decoded, you now know, oh, that's what it looks like. It's just a request to this host on port 8000. You need to be able to do these things almost effortlessly and focus more on looking for things that actually stand out. And the only way that happens is practice, and that's why we're doing this right now. All right, so that was an interesting machine for today. I will answer a few questions here, and also make sure that everything is good. So if you missed it, just watch it. This was a very quick video that we did today, where we are just we attacked a machine. That was super fun, and thanks to the creator of this, I don't know how to say his name, but what a fun machine for the OSCP. You see. Humor Blake says, watching these videos, yeah, I bet if you watched my last 10 live streams, you now know what to look for, right? But I encourage you to have something like that. Did you configure Sysmon on your Windows box? Yes. In fact, on my Windows machines, I have a different security onion that is not this one, but I added them as agents. So this runs security onion allows you to add your endpoints. I think it uses the Wazoo interface, and then they're also reporting in there, and you can even see a bunch of files in here. My other security onion that I run on my home network is even busier than this one, and it's good for monitoring your endpoints with the, I think it's the Wazoo interface that they use in the back end. And then you can also, in addition to the endpoints, you can also add more sensors to different network segments, which if you have more, they'll end up here. And the installation for that is actually super simple. It's the distributed install. And when you install the distributed install, what you do is you have the main security onion here. Then you can, the main interface, like sort of like the master, they're using the salt stack. Salt master with the main security onion, then you can add more agents. They all check in, and you can do that on different VLANs and different network segments, which is also awesome. I completely agree with this statement, yes. So yeah, security onion is not bad. I'm actually running the same instance here in Azure Labs. And for those who are members on my channel, I said last time, if you are a subscribing member to this channel and you want to do this with me every Sunday, I will send you, just let me know every Sunday, like, in the morning. I'll just upload these machines to our lab in the cloud, then I'll send you a login, and as I do it, you can also do it in the cloud. It's super simple. The only catch is that the one in Azure might not be as fast because it's in the cloud and it's virtualized, and security onion is just hungry. My Azure configuration is a Windows Server 2019 with 32 gigs of RAM. That one actually has 150 gigs on the hard drive, so I trick security onion to think that it is the 200 required since it's nested virtualization, but it's not. It runs, and you can see some traffic there. What do you mean your search bar is not working? You mean your search bar in security onion? If you are running your security onion on a old desktop or really terrible hardware, you're going to have a bad experience. It's just the nature of this system. It's really hungry. Like, for example, my security onion that I'm running on this desktop here, it's not that fast. I have a security onion instance running in VirtualBox. I hated it. It was super slow, this one. Even though this machine here has 24 gigs of RAM, it's a Windows machine, the CPU is not that great. It was terrible. So get a cheap server if you are super serious about this stuff. Any super cheap server, super micro with a nice decent processor, even a Mac Mini with a nice CPU would do. The idea is you don't want to spend more time troubleshooting this security onion. You want to spend more time having fun learning things than troubleshooting security onion. It defeats the purpose if you spend more time worrying about this thing not working. That's why just getting a server is the way to go. Or I can give you access to my Azure environment. All right, let's see if I missed something here. Looks like everything was answered. Awesome stuff, guys. So if you haven't subscribed, please make sure to like and subscribe. I think this content is fun. I myself have a blast doing this stuff. I enjoy doing it. My certified ethical hacker practical exam, which makes me a certified ethical hacker master, is coming in 2 weeks. Not this week, but next week, Thursday. It's a 6-hour hands-on exam. That's EC Council's way of trying to mimic the OSCP. I think it's going to be fun. It's a breeze, 20 questions, hands-on lab. I'm not too worried about that one. And then I have the license penetration tester exam coming soon after that from EC Council as well. I'm just fortunate that I have an employer who was able to give me access to the training from EC Council and stuff like that. If money is not a problem, I encourage you to go for these exams. I know people say CEH is not that great. I can tell you that with my experience doing these things, there is a lot of things that you can learn if you're just beginning with the CEH. So I encourage you to take it if money is not a problem. If you're on a budget, do not stress yourself getting the CEH. Your money is better spent somewhere else. But if you have an employer or somebody who's willing to pay for it, I encourage you to definitely take advantage of that. And also the CH practical is really awesome. They have labs that are fun. I actually use their labs. But given what I've done here, the value can be hit and miss. If you can do what I do here with ease, you might find the labs boring as well. But every opportunity you get to learn, I don't discount it. It's good learning. It's good time. So that's what we have there. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining me. I'll just wait for a minute here to see if anybody has any other questions. I'll just look at more of this stuff and then we can call it a night. Oh, Pearl, what is this? Who was doing that? Oh, more GoBuster stuff. All right, everyone, thank you very much for being here. Like, subscribe, let your friends know about these live streams. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Thanks for being here.